Something came up for me as I was doing this workshop, because I've been trying to find the name for the videos to put up on YouTube about these parenting things. These little 3-minute snippets where I'm screaming at one of you about, doing things differently or taking care of yourself. And because what I know, having done this Parents Weekend so many times, is now what people come in is searching for the tools to change the kids. And all I have to offer you is the tool to change yourself.
Yeah.
And what I want you to know, I want to reiterate this to Lisa when she's here. We offer this tool to your children every single day. So this is not that you have to do this and we're doing something completely different with your kids. We just do it in a different language to the kids. And sometimes we're very straightforward and cut dried and stuff, but the words, what does taking care of yourself look like? Those don't really come out of our mouth for your kids. It's much different. It's, I keep doing things to mess up my life and I can't stop. I need help to do things differently. I can't do this alone anymore. And we hide it and we put posters, and the warrior always has an army. Ooh, and the wizard, they have their, and it's very much masked. But we are teaching them self-care every single day. Here's how you rent an apartment. Here's what an apartment lease looks like. Tell me if you can find the whole phrase about marijuana use. And then they read it and you're, this is bullshit, marijuana's legal now. I know. Well, they can't tell me I can't use medicine. Actually, they can. Let's talk about contract. If you sign it, you agree to it. Well, what if it's not legal? Did you sign it? And that brings in when we talk about cops and talking to cops, and the cop says, sir, do you mind step out of the car right now? You don't have to. But the way he asks, you might actually step out and give up all your rights as an American citizen. The moment you give up your right, and we have that conversation around self-care all the time. We are trying to tell your kids to take care of themselves first. You can hear the words that we're saying, and even it takes us as adults a little while to translate. I can only do what occurs to me in the moment. But if I am unhealthy, what do you think is going to occur to you in that moment? How well can we absolutely parent if we are not taking care of ourselves? The best we can do is lizard mode. That's the best we can do. So this is not to say don't do that and do this. Don't help them with their homework. Kick them out of the house. That's not what this is. This is saying take care of yourself and you'll do better. Take care of yourself first and you will do better with your kids. And from that place, you'll also realize where the healthy boundary between you and your kid is, where the psychic boundary should be and where it isn't. One of the things I wanted to say, I said it here and I really wanted you to hear it, was when I said the sum total of everything we're doing here is to literally ask yourself the question, what does taking care of myself in this moment look like? And a piece that I felt, I think you have in a few different ways have said very eloquently was, I want you to know that we teach the kids self-care every single day. But we never use these exact words to them because these are adult words to say, take care of yourself first, then your relationship, then your child. If we were to say to the kid, take care of yourself first and do what looks good, we're like, well, smoking pot looks like taking, because they're still confused with nourish and toxic. But if you see some of the conversations we have, so are you. It's just we have a faster path back to what's nourishing and will remain nourishing, and what's toxic shall remain toxic. Kids don't. We got to work on that for at least 4 months every single day, 8 hours a day in a therapeutic model. What Andrew is saying is very true, and it's something I said on the first day. Everything we do is therapy. Everything we do is regarded as therapy. Every person whose work is allowed to intervene on actions that are life and limb and create learning environment with the kid in a therapeutic manner. The 11 hours of working directly with the family therapist, an individual therapist, or in a wilderness therapy capacity, or with an equine therapist is the 11 hours a week. But everything we do is therapy, and that's why that 99% of the time the kids are getting the same message. Take care of yourself and seek help. What is it? It's step 2. I can't do this alone anymore. I need help to change. I need help to do things differently. That's our step 2. The first one is, I've screwed up. Awareness, balance, I need help, and connection. Okay.
You see a lot with kids. What you're saying is when a kid comes up to you and says something like, "Oh, well, this kid's doing this to me." That's like my instinct is wanting to be like, "Well, what does it look like to take care of yourself?" But I can't. So, yeah.
That's taking care of me.
What does it look like to take care of myself? Well, go into their room and throw everything out into the hallway. Go into their room. I don't want to be their roommate anymore. Okay. How's that going to work for you? You know.
It feels a little jester-like to,
You discovered our secret.
but it feels a little jester-like to be like so present, so conscious with it all the time.
Yes.
That it's almost tiring.
I want to say to this, it's not just tiring, it's impossible. Okay? And one of the stories in the Bible that really resonates with me is when Jesus went into the temple and the money changers were using it. And he chased them around with a whip, saying, "Not in my Father's house." And here's this desert monk of peace. In fact, they called him the Prince of Peace, chasing men around with a whip. Doesn't sound very peaceful. But I look at that story, and as I try to say, what's the metaphor, what's the lesson is, he's human. He's a man. And in that moment, maybe he lost the Prince of Peace, and maybe at some point it was for the greater good, but in that moment he got angry. And you're gonna screw this up. But I don't believe any saint wasn't a sinner before they achieved sainthood. I don't see any prophet who hasn't stepped through the gates of hell and said, "How did I get here?" I don't think we can be that saint or that prophet without stepping into the darkness and really going, "Wow, I built this." So here we are in a really dark spot with our kids, and maybe we're sensing hope, and maybe this sense of hope is invoking our fear of what we stand to lose. Certainly a lot of my life is bent on trying to avoid the pain I caused, and that's not the greatest life, but right now it's enough to keep me on that. It's my compass. Is losing my daughter again. That's my compass. Losing what I've created with my wife, and losing this business, and losing the respect of the children and your respect. That keeps me from drinking. This is my penance for what I did to my community over and over on a daily basis. I sold drugs to kids. I was responsible for the violence in my community, and it had to do with my drug use. And I broke into people's houses and I stole from them, and the DEA flew a helicopter over my house. And this is what I'm doing to pay back my community, and I love this life. This work brings me joy, and it gets me out of bed in the morning. And did I choose this work? God, no. God did. I woke up and he said, "Guess what you're doing from now on?" And what am I going to say? Nah, this is it. This is my penance. And I'll do this till the day I die because it's what's required of me. And I've had my mom say, "I don't know if that's sustainable." And I said, "Well, I'll find out. I'll find out." And when I get splattered by the truck at that last moment, I said, "I wish I had fished more." Then so be it. But right now this gets me out of bed and it puts me to sleep, and I can live with this. I can live with this work, and I can live with this level of intervention, and I can live with what I say to you guys. When I confront you on the fact that we're not taking care of ourselves or our relationships first, we're taking care of the kids, and it's like working in a hospital at home where the patient is the total experience of your life. And that's not life, that's work. And life is what? What are you missing out on? What would you do differently if this kid was acting better? And what would life be like if we did that thing and the kids saw what they're missing out on? I don't know. But what I do know is what we've done got us here. What we did got us to this point. What you realized that moment with Jackie might have just saved your life. So thank God for it. Because that moment when they said, "You don't get custody of your daughter," and I realized that I had turned into my biological father and not the man who raised me, I, for the first time, felt like I actually had a choice, and I made a decision of who I wanted to be when I grew up. And I was 27. And that's when I chose to be like the man who raised me, and not like the man who abandoned me. And then, it's those low moments where, isn't that what Jim Morrison said? I've been down so goddamn long it all looks up from here. So be it.